Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Global Happiness today. The level of insecurity in Nigeria is getting very alarming. Obiozor, Professor Obiozor, who happens to be the PG, that's President General of Ohaneze Ndigbo, is in the news, but this time around with a very, very sad one. In the moment, you're going to find out exactly what Obiozor is going through, that we do not wish even for the worst enemies of our families. But before we go into the news proper to find out the pains Obiozor may be going through right now, I'd like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you will see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Okay, let's hit the ground running. Well, as Saturday morning, gunmen on Saturday morning raced the country home of the President General of Ohaneze Ndigbo, Professor George Obiozor, at Awo Mama in the Oru East local government area of Imo State. It was gathered that the attackers who arrived at Igbo leaders' home in vehicles threw explosive devices at his house. It was also learned that Obiozor was not at home when his house was attacked. A source said the country home of Professor George Obiozor was burnt. The CCTV cameras captured the attack. Thank God, Prof was not at home when they came. Obiozor has yet to respond to an inquiry concerning the attack, but one of the leaders of Ohaneze Ndigbo, who prefers anonymity, said that he had called Obiozor to commiserate with him on the incident. He called on the police to fish out those who carried out this action. The police spokesperson in the state, Michael Abatam, had yet to respond to an inquiry concerning the attack on Obiozor's country home. The attack on Obiozor's country home came the same night the Umuguma Divisional Police Headquarters in Owerri West local government area of the state was burnt, with 2 police constables killed and cars burnt. For how long are we going to continue like this with this kind of very dirty and unwanted news coming up from Southeast? Obiozor, for some of us who may not know who Obiozor is a man who have sat on portfolios, quite a lot of portfolios, I must say. But the unfortunate part of this whole thing is that Obiozor is the representative of Ohaneze Ndigbo. In fact, he's the President General of Ohaneze Ndigbo. If his home can be attacked and burnt, who is invincible? Who is untouchable? If we keep folding our hands and keep watching this level of insecurity keep going on, a time will come the common man is not even sure of his security. I believe at some point, there may be grievances here and there, but I feel there should be stakeholders meeting called and let, frail nerves be appeased. I feel at this rate, no one knows who to call what. And, okay, apart from the governors that usually have orderlies and securities, and senators who have orderlies and securities, the common man doesn't. Now, this may even deter Obiozor from, doing quite a lot. The question is, who could have done this? It's starting with this. It's been happening to other people. Now Obiozor is next. Who will be the next? Are we going to keep our mouth shut? Are we going to fold our hands and watch Southeast degenerate to a level where there is lawlessness and anarchy? Are we going to watch things go from bad to worse? Are we not going to speak up as leaders, as elder statesmen, as traditional monarchs, as rulers, as religious leaders in our own onions? Are we not going to speak up and condemn things we need to condemn? Are we not going to have stakeholders meeting and let brothers come together as one and speak in one voice so that we can very easily pick out those doing this mischievous act? Usually, they're always never far from our midst. I want to say a bit sorry for the loss to Professor Obiozor, but then some persons will ask me, what about the souls of many who have gone down? That's to tell you that this whole agitation thing and this whole insecurity thing and this whole political dimension quarrel of insecurity thing, because, it's multifaceted. You may be thinking, a lot of people are looking at one way. It could even be political for all you know. It could be anything. It could be a way of constantly making Southeast uneasy, ungovernable, or such that it has insecurity that they can't even attract investment. At the end of the day, you may be pointing accusing figures at the wrong direction, whereas actually it's some persons who just want to score a cheap political goal. It could be political, it could also be religious, it could be cultural, it could be anything. But the best way to be able to fish out this kind of things is for peace to reign in the country, for peace to reign in the community. If Obiozor, a whole President General of Ohaneze, is the apex group of socio-cultural group of Ndigbos, is being targeted, who is above it? Who is invincible? Now, this is the height of it all. I've never heard that Afenifere Babanji himself, as Papa Banji, has ever been attacked or his home burnt. Let's not make a precedent. Let's not make this thing a way of life in Southeast. Because if this becomes a norm, nobody will raise eyebrow. We can't keep doing this. We need to come together as a people and begin to become security conscious. If you know who are those behind this thing, please go to the nearest police and report. This is not good. Anarchy is gradually, bit by bit, creeping into Southeast. No one is talking about it. Nice Obiozor. Who's next? That's the question. Yes, for the likes of the politicians who already have orderlies and security personnel, they may not get too worried, but a day will come. Those orderlies will be taken away from you. A day will come. Those security aids will be taken away from you when your tenure finishes. Then you become that common man. Yes, usually for governors and for president, they usually give them I think 2 or 3 orderly security agents from time to time to keep them secure, because of course they are no ordinary citizens. All right, but then what about your children? What about your grandchildren? What about your kinsmen? You may be going with security. Are your kinsmen going with security? For how long will you live in a sovereign state, you live in a sovereign country, but yet the characteristics of stateless lawlessness, characteristics or features of a failed state is what you keep seeing around you? Will anybody be willing, with all honesty, would you be willing and be happy to come home during Yuletide, to come home during festive period? Are you sure your security is safe? Why don't you call a spade a spade? Let's have a stakeholders meeting. Call those who are aggrieved so that we can fish out those who are mischievous, who may be behind this act. My sincere apologies and condolences. Thank God that Obiozor, nothing happened to Obiozor, but thank God it's just property. It can always be rebought, but then we can't afford to be wasting these properties in the name of trying to score a cheap goal. That's what we're going to wrap it up. Let's meet in our comment section. This is bad. The question is, who is next?